Hello, hello! We are back on the commentary. And I am very proud to announce that I am currently studying some martial arts. That being Muay Thai and a little bit of others, but can't exactly say much about it. But one in some self defense, I'm very much learning about basic things. The basics of self defense. And I'm getting a lot. The thing is, my mind is kind of in a loop right now, so yeah, but this would be the first video that would have tags, so please underline this part. But let me get to the point. I have been thinking about this idea for quite a while now, and yeah, I think now would be the best time to tell you, all of you, on what I've been up to here recently. I have been working out. I have tried my hardest to research as much as I can. I'm not going to tell you about what I research about next time, but there's plenty of content for you guys to enjoy, but uh, I think that some of the videos really need some retakes. And I'm not happy with some of them. My AM hate speech video, the recreation of it, like not exactly a full recreation, but it's kind of like my take on it. Like me doing doing what Am does, or putting myself in the position of Am. It was supposed to be my magnum opus, my ride or die with the channel. But it appears that it only got about 17 views. How fun is that? Listen, I know that I'm a small channel and I know that I don't have that much subs, so I can give myself the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, that video just deserves more love and attention because, well, that was my first time ever having a script. I tried my hardest with it. I really, really want that video to gain more traction. There's been a lot of video ideas on my mind, like on how certain things should be on the channel. Like, I'll post some fun gaming content once I get my computer up and running. And once that happens, more fun stuff would arrive. And my future plans for the channel would be, of course, gaming, but this is going to be more popular. It's going to be gaming and with friends. But I'm also going to do some art as well, but I'm mostly going to do art in story time. Although I don't think that my life is really eventful at this moment in time. Well, it really wasn't that eventful, considering that I played a lot of games in my past. So, yeah, I don't count myself as the most gifted person with stories to tell, but I can sure try. All these things might be a little bit censored or over exaggerated for viewing pleasure, but I just want to stay authentic. this channel is about being yourself, and that's the entire goal. For me to learn of how I think and of how I myself react to people and how people would take me as a person. To be frank, I don't really think that this video gained enough traction, but considering that I would have to put tags on here, I'll only just put a few, concerned that I don't want to gain too much traction now. 100k views would be nice though. It would show that I'm getting somewhere. A achievement that would be really nice for my part-time career. And it's not a 9 to 5. Like this channel isn't going to be a 9 to 5 job for me. It's more or less going to be a part-time and not taken too seriously, but at the same time, I really want to put some passion into more of my projects. And to be quite honest, I have been feeling really, really passionate. And with all these changes to myself, I definitely feel like I'm dwelling upon different things. Well, not that much to be precise, but I'm gonna be honest and say that some of these ideas I have are for people who want to get into more of a scene where entertainment and quality is mixed together with fun antics and a really nice guy behind it. But I don't think I'm nice. I really don't. I just think that I'm not that fitting of the nice guy title, if you know what I mean. Some of you people don't even know me. So, yeah, I'll give you that. But this is serious, and I'm sorry for being so formal again. Well, I haven't been formal in the most recent, which the most recent was 7 days again. And I've been trying to keep track of myself. And let me tell you, I have been trying my best to do so much. I'm really starting to improve upon myself as a person. I think you guys would quite enjoy it. And I just believe that these videos are like sort of like, let's just say, a dive into my own mind and how the way I think, how the way I perceive things, or just about my humor is and all that other stuff. It isn't bad by any means. Just, I want people to know me, not as a celebrity, just as a guy, or, well, just as a guy who creates content for fun. I don't want to stray away from how my standards are with this. This channel is going to be fun. It's supposed to be fun, and it is. Just, I wanted to create a more serious video for this week because I still haven't posted some community notes yet. Well, some community posts yet. So, yeah. And I hope that you guys enjoy this. And I really do ponder about some things I want to do, but I believe that's enough for me. But I ain't done yet. Still got some more to say. There's this one idea that I had, and it's very personal to me, but it's also drama related. It's my own personal opinion about gacha games as a whole. I've been playing gacha games for, well, not that long. Played one up to a few months, dropped it after, didn't even give the newest one a shot because it bored me a lot. I won't go in full detail, just this idea that I have has been sticking with me ever since I started creating more funny videos, and I know that drama shouldn't be the main thing about this channel, but I'm not seeing what's gonna stick because I don't like the algorithm. It's it's something else. And I don't agree with YouTube's new guidelines. And I I just wanna say this real quick. As long as I've been playing Gacha for, it really bored me. The games are such a mess. And I'm speaking from experience with this. The games, they start out fun, then as the scenery started to die out for me, and as things started to happen, as I started to get more and more drama content has been gnawing at me for those days. But with my own personal take and my own sincere take on it, I have, well, first, I said I wouldn't explain, but I feel like I should. I've been playing gacha games for months, and this is before I quit. I've been playing it for months, hourly, day by day, every day. Played one for a few months. It was Genshin Impact that I played, and I enjoyed it for a while. Then it came to Honkai Star Rail. It's turn based, which I really wanted to get more into the genre of turn based RPGs. But it really didn't stick. Got bored with it. Came back to Genshin Impact once more. Dropped it soon after for a few months. It stood tall. Then it came Tower of Fantasy. Tower of Fantasy had its fair share of inconveniences. It wasn't really that great of a game. It's overrated. All these games are overrated in their own rights. Next, and almost last, is Zelda Zone Zero. It had its, well, it had a long run. I played for months on end. Combat was fun. The character designs fed into my teenager urges, and I started getting more and more deluded, and I started to be more degenerate in my actions. And for that time, I played it for months and months, and then came the drama, which I watched the drama content surrounding each game and their community. But Genshin Impact and all the other gacha games were a special type of breed of community. They're not only degenerates, they're also delusional as hell. And some of their takes are laughable, stupid. And back on it, as my hate started to fuel and I started to understand why gacha games are so bad, it was because of the frequent updates, the character designs, and how the fan service is with each game. Hoyoverse made these games for fan service. Well, it kind of felt like it was supposed to be a anime open world RPG where you would just roam around, have good combat, level up, have more fun. But it soon died. That idea soon died. It didn't take long for me to understand the motives. Well, it did take quite a while for me to understand the motives. And the character designs and of how much money they put into all their characters definitely isn't something to laugh at. But at the same time, they spend a lot of money and they want a lot of money. So that puts them in the category of greed. Although I don't think that my take is foolproof, as this take is mm, not that large, but it's not a hot take, it's my own personal take. And finally, the last one to ever have the light of day, and it was the last straw for these gacha games. Withering Waves. Not only was it the most boring, but it was also the most frustrating piece of crap I have ever played. The most fan service game I could have ever played. And precisely, probably one of the most boring games I have ever laid my eyes on. The story itself might be fun and all that stuff, but the dialogue, the character development, the action scenes, and of how the story plays out, which I haven't exactly played the game fully because I didn't even give it a chance, are all so boring to where I didn't even want to play it anymore. And to be honest, I never want to play a gacha game again. Never in my life will I play a gacha game again. I quit because of those reasons. Too much fan service and corporate greed. Now, let me tell you that those games feed into your teenage urges. They feed off of your hormones. And not only that, if you're a perv, then that makes you even more of a degenerate. And that makes you even more of a target for those games. The main thing about these games are their fan service and their boring gameplay, which their character designs do most of the carrying. I've seen it firsthand. The character designs do most of it, if not all of the carrying. And the gameplay doesn't even do anything. It's just boring. The only game that I actually had fun with while it lasted was Zeta Zone Zero. It had good combat, but it died out because of how much, well, of how little you could do in it. Like it was team based, you could tap in a teammate, and then you could use that to create a combo. But at the same time, the character designs carried most of it. But in Zedalis's case, it was the character designs and definitely it was the character designs, the amount of fan service, which the trailers have a lot of, and the gameplay. Zelda Zone Zero falls in that category. It has good gameplay, yes. It doesn't fall into the other categories where it has boring gameplay and falls rapidly. And I believe that Honkai Star Rail, Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact, Withering Waves, and Tower of Fantasy are falling under the category of not having good enough gameplay. Like it's made to be cozy, yeah. There's not much emphasis on the gameplay, but the story isn't exactly good in a sense because I played enough of it, and you just have to level up in order to get to more of the story so you could learn more about it. And that I say is just so stupid. And to be honest, my head was not feeling hot at all during that yell. I'm speaking from experience from this because, frankly, these games are so boring and I want them to just die. I'm speaking out of hatred and experience because these games have a lot of fan service in them and your hormones definitely get the best of it. It's a triggering hormones, and not to mention the community has a lot of hentai in it, and I'm not censoring that because I know better. It has a lot of hentai, which carries the game a lot more because freaks on there could get on there and simp over and create mods. And let me tell you, that's the most disgusting, despicable, and irrefutable thing I have ever seen. It feeds into your hormones. There's mods about it, and there's hentai of it too. And the popularity of it definitely shows. But oh my god, can the male characters always get more love? Like Jesus Christ! I get it. Rice Weiss was a introvert. Well, Weiss is a introvert. I can get that. But Belle is just, oh my god. She's so energetically annoying that it's barely even funny. And there's so many jokes circling around the internet where Belle is such a degenerate. It's it's honestly just so annoying. And let me tell you, I think that Weiss is a lot more better because he actually doesn't have that much jokes. Now, let me just say that the more jokes, the better, yeah. But at the same time, I don't care. I just want to have a good story now, have at least characters that don't have enough fan service in their designs, or that don't have fan service in their designs, and lacking that fan service, might I add, and having a good story that where you could not level up and get straight to the good stuff. And then the start the start the start the stock the stock market of these games will probably go up, but I don't know because the gaming companies are greedy. By the way, I have never said this publicly, but I do not think that any of these gacha games should have any recognition at all. They should have just died where they stood. Because I know on what sort of problems they are. And let me just remind you again, these games feed off of your hormones because they're made for a teenage audience. Two, there's a lot of greed in there. Three, the game play is boring. Four, the story is lacking. And that's all that I gotta say for this big yap session because I just think that I should have just got that idea out of the way. Because that's all the drama you're gonna get on me. Because frankly, I seriously just don't like these gacha games at all anymore. Because I know from experience. Trust me, I know. I played the games long enough. Almost half a year. Hell, even a year. Some, I mean, like, if you're actually getting somewhere in these games, I don't know. I just don't know. But these games ain't my cup of tea anymore. I'm just saying that. Alright, that is all. I thank you for your time, and I hope you have a good day because, well, I think that I just gave you something to rage at, and I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry about the gotcha part, though. I am not sorry. I just hate the series that much. I just hate the games that much. So, sorry, not sorry. That's just my own take. And as always, stay passionate, stay strong, and always be near somebody that cares.